Yo, what is going on, guys? Digrex here, and today I'm coming at you with a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Reckoning. So the Reckoning, of course, has been out for a couple of weeks now, and if you guys haven't completed Tier 2 or Tier 3 yet, Tier 1's pretty easy. This video mostly pertains to Tier 2 and Tier 3, but even if you're having issues with Tier 1, these loadouts will help you. So now, the most important thing, I'd say there are two main options for the primary weapon, two of which we're going to cover in this video. I'm sure there's other options. I think these two that I'm going to be focusing on in this video are the best. The first one is what you see on screen now, the Breakneck. So the Breakneck, of course, is the pinnacle reward from Black Armory for Gambit. You get a quest, you have to get multi-kills with auto rifles, you have to get kills with auto rifles in Gambit, you have to defeat powerful enemies, and you have to play 40 matches of Gambit to obtain this weapon. But it's really useful. Of course, it stacks Rampage like any other weapon, but what's special about this weapon is that every time it stacks Rampage, it fires a little bit faster and it reloads faster. So you can absolutely tear through a ton of small enemies, which is kind of the theme of this. And yeah, the Breakneck is just absolutely insane for tearing through all the squishier enemies that pop up. And then, of course, the wizards and other stuff. You can take that fast-firing Rampage and just empty into a wizard and do a ton of damage like that. Of course, you got to get it revved up first, but once you get it revved up, it absolutely shreds and is actually perfect for an activity like this like kind of Archon's Forge activity. And for a secondary or for any special weapons with the Breakneck, I would definitely recommend a shotgun or a sniper. Of course, I would refrain from using fusion rifles or any special grenade launchers just because they're not too great in PvE right now. A few fusion rifles you can use. I've got a few masterworked that are pretty decent. But besides that, there's not many fusion rifles that you can really use. So I would probably pertain to a sniper or a shotgun. Probably a sniper, since the Breakneck is relatively close range and you'll be ripping enemies apart at close range anyway. It's super fast to reload, so a sniper rifle will do well, but sniper rifles aren't the greatest also because there's a lot of good power weapons and stuff like that. So special weapons kind of up to you. I'd probably recommend a sniper if you're decent at aiming. If you're not decent at aiming, just run with a shotgun. Shotguns are just so easy to just take out. The Hammerhead is probably the best LMG, or if you haven't used your exotic slot on something in your special, I would recommend the Thunderlord. The Thunderlord can be especially good for this, and extremely good for Bridge, because Bridge, of course, is very close proximity, so your Thunderlord Thunderstrikes will kill a lot of enemies on the bridge, and it is super useful. So the second primary weapon that I would recommend when taking on the Reckoning is the Malfeasant. So this is a long ass, once again, Gambit quest line, so you can kind of get these weapons by doing the same playlist, so you can work on them both at the same time if you have the quest, or if you're working towards the Breakneck, you can probably get the Malfeasant's quest pretty easily. And the main perk on this thing, you shoot an enemy a bunch of times, the little studs build up on him, and then once it has enough studs, they explode. That is really not the reason why I'm choosing to use this weapon for the Reckoning. I'm choosing to use it because it also does extra damage to taken enemies, and 95% of the enemies you encounter in the Reckoning are taken, so you can absolutely shred through some of these enemies. And you can use the exotic perk on some wizards and phalanxes on the bridge and stuff like that, which is super useful. It takes a little bit more, and you might just want to use a special weapon or heavy ammo to take them out, but if you don't have any of those, you still have Malfeasance as a tool to do so. And of course, the extra damage to taken enemies is just super useful because, all the enemies in this are taken, which makes sense. You get this weapon from the Drifter. It's a Drifter activity. So that's pretty good that they incorporated it in like that. So some subclasses and grenades that I would recommend. Hunter's Tether is super good, especially if you have Orpheus Rig. For this reason right here, you can basically just tether the entirety of the bridge, and if you have Orpheus Rig, you will get your tether back pretty much instantly. You can put up to 2 tethers at every checkpoint and still have some to go. I mean, you can get, there's just so many enemies on this bridge part that if you combine like a Thunderlord and your tether, they're just going to get absolutely ripped apart. It's crazy. So obviously you can't use the Thunderlord with Malfeasance. Now that I bring that up, you would have to use Avalanche or Hammerhead or one of the other decent LMGs out there. There's a couple. There's not too many LMGs in the game. Probably Hammerhead is still better than Avalanche, but if you have a good rolled Avalanche from the Dawning, definitely equip that, because as you see here, LMG, you get a lot of ammo for it. It can also help you take out those snipers if you don't have a sniper. Back to subclasses though. Some other subclasses that are pretty decent. Hammer Soul is really good for ad control. Bubble is actually really underrated here. I know not a lot of people use Bubble when they use Sentinel classes. But the Bubble is really good just for keeping your team alive checkpoint after checkpoint. Super useful. For Warlocks, I would probably recommend Storm Trance or Well of Radiance. Well of Radiance is also very nice because you can put it on these checkpoints at the bridge that you have to stop at, as well as just Well of Radiance is just so good for boss damage and stuff like that, just keeping your team alive. It can be used in a multitude of situations when the boss comes up, or like I said, at the checkpoints at the bridge like this. Storm Trance is just extremely good ad control. You can absolutely tear through these Shadow Thrall and relieve some of this pressure that your team is feeling on the bridge. Absolutely insane ad control. And I might even recommend Nova Bomb just for some serious ad damage or some serious boss damage. But besides that, I would probably stick to Storm Trance or Well of Radiance. So guys, I hope you find this video useful. I hope you guys use some of these loadouts that I've laid out for you. If you guys don't have these more gambit intensive weapons, both that I recommended, then other things can do the trick. There are some good pulses out there from the raid that have some good outlaw rampage rolls and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed some of the loadouts I put out here for you today, and I hope you take my recommendations for subclass and stuff like that. But if you guys enjoyed the video, as always, please subscribe for more Destiny. And I have a lot more Destiny coming and some more Smash Bros coming. Just trying to keep the Smash Bros to extra uploads because I want to focus the channel on Destiny for a little bit right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's been Digrex. Peace.
Can leave it alone. Talking about somebody rolling Boulevard down and making it count for efforts I can't explain. Balling and feeling we drowning. Never been humbled by playing the fighter.